All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Rangers Central. And the Rangers lose game 79 of the regular season, 4-2 to the New York Islanders, and gut wrenching, infuriating, and all I can say is this is what happens when you take an entire period off. This is the outcome you deserve, and the Rangers did have chances throughout the game, and they did play better the rest of the way after the first period, but you only convert on power plays. You don't even generate enough at 5v5, to be honest with you. Like they got pretty much no high quality chances. Can't speak. No high quality chances in the second period. The third period, they did a better job. Sure, you give credit to Varlamov, but Rangers come up short. Like, I don't really have much to say. I'm not even like sure what to say about this game because I know people are going to be very upset about the no call at the end, and I'm very pissed off about that. Don't worry. But you can't take an entire period off. You can't do it. And that's what lost them the game. Not the fact that the officials were terrible in not making that call at the end. But we're going to break this down. Leave a like on your way in. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. So, yeah, I have a lot to say, and I'm going to open this by saying that Erik Gustafsson needs to be out of the lineup next game. Can we all agree that Erik Gustafsson needs to be out of the lineup, right? Like, is that a debate? Or is this just a thing that everybody knows? Like, I know it. I think everybody should know it. Gustafsson needs to be out of the lineup next game. Jones has been the best defenseman since the trade deadline, and I cannot for the life of me understand why Erik Gustafsson continues to slot in the damn lineup. It just makes no sense to me. And he was on the ice for 3 of the Islanders' goals tonight. I think one of them was the empty netter, but still, like, one of them was completely his fault. Like, the third goal, I'm sorry, where are you going on the play there? Igor friggin' played his ass off to keep the Rangers in this game. And that's the only reason the Rangers were even in the game to begin with. So I know Igor heard the chants. I know that Igor, people are going to see the save percentage and say he played poorly. No, that effort in front of him was terrible in the first period. Like, they couldn't even move the damn puck up the ice. They just couldn't. The ice was completely tilted. They did nothing that first period that was good. I can't think of a single good thing that first period. Outside maybe a good shift from the fourth line, which bravo, I guess, right? Ryan Lindgren scored more goals against his own team than for his team, so that's a problem as well, as he scored the first goal for the freaking Islanders here. Can't freaking break the puck out. I mean, just every little thing. They were not forechecking, too much east-west, and the amount of times they tried to force that stretch pass in the first period, pretty much all game, to be honest with you, made me want to throw up. I just don't understand why they continued to force that stretch pass most of this game. But again, Gustafsson needs to be out of the lineup, and I can tell you right now, Roslovic should be out of the damn lineup. Is Rangers hockey presented by Chase or Peloton? Because I'm trying to figure out what he does that adds to the lineup. And I was trying to sell myself on the pickup, but seeing what Anthony Duclair is doing for a similar package, I'm not going to lie, it hurts, and I was anti-Duclair, but Roslovic needs to be better. Like, I'm sorry, the first line in general need to generate more, but that's not why they lost either, because the third line too, they got some chances in this game. They couldn't bury it. Like, Kakko needs to put more on that shot in the third period that he got. There was a really good chance for him on a one-timer. Needs to get more on the damn puck. Wenberg needs to be able to finish in front of the net. Another guy, which, great with the puck possession. What are you going to do with it? Will Cooley as well. And credit to the Islanders for blocking shots, sure. But there were times, I mean, Chris Kreider, too, at one point in this game. Mika gives him a nice little pass, a nice entry in the zone, and he just shoots it right into the damn skate of, I think it was Bo Horvat from, I don't even remember, but regardless, just shoots it right into the damn skate. Like, get to the damn goalie and score a goal. You know? And then the second line, they generated probably the most chances in this game. So, yes, that was nice, but They need to generate more at 5v5. They didn't. They only scored on the power play. You had a Kreider tip in. You had a Fox shot off of a screen that went in. That was your goals. They needed to create more traffic at the net, and they just didn't do that. They were missing Mika when the net was empty. And thank God he looks okay. He ended up being on the bench, it looked like, at the end of the game. So I was going to talk about the thing with Mika, but I don't really know if there's much of a story to talk about there because he ended up being fine. So unless there's anything like post-game that's mentioned about it, but all I know is that, at least he's fine. All I know, though, is what I was going to say, is that Trocheck got hit right in the damn numbers at the end of the game, and they didn't call anything. Just terrible. And then Lee goes on to score the empty netter. Trocheck gets the game misconduct. Laviolette's pissed off. And it's games like this where I question why. And I am the last person. You guys know me very well. Everybody in the chat, you could back it up. I am the last person that blames the refs. And I'm not even blaming the refs for this game, for the Rangers' loss. But that couldn't be any more blatant of a boarding call, and nothing. And just nothing. I don't get it. I just do not get it at all. I don't even know really what else I have to say right now, just the first period, terrible. And you got to fix that. That's a mandatory thing to fix, because you come out in first periods like that come playoff time, problem. And they do got to fix the whole thing capitalizing at 5v5 as well, because you're not going to get that many power play opportunities come playoff time. And how about the power play opportunity they got where Varlamov's stick was broken and they didn't get a shot on goal? It's just little things like that just bother me so much. The Rangers have to be one of the worst teams in the league. They have to have the fewest goals in the NHL when the opposing goalie, I should say, is missing equipment. Thatcher Demko with the glove. You got, there was another goalie earlier in the year. I forgot what game it was. Pretty sure Demko did it twice, actually, where he was missing part of his equipment. They don't score, and then Varlamov with the broken stick, and they just don't score there. Unbelievable. So a lot to be fixed. I mean, they got the fourth line too. Matt Rempe probably should be out there next game. No, are we disputing that? You also had Jimmy Vesey get his freaking legs chopped off of him by Varlamov at one point. They didn't call that either. But again, I'm not faulting the refs for this game, because you got to play a way better first period than you did. Cannot take an entire 20 minutes off. You just can't. I'm curious if there's any post-game quotes. I need to see what Laviolette's saying. Vince Mercogliano. Laviolette called the Pellicat on Zibanejad a vicious shoulder elbow to the head, then added, "Watch it," and said he believes it was intentional. It was about as upset as I've seen him after a game, but he did note, I think Vince meant to say that, he did note, yeah, he corrected it, that Zibanejad came back to the bench at the end of the game. Obviously a good sign. So, yeah, good that he came back. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it to know if that was intentional or not, but all I know is that, if you think it is intentional, then somebody's got to do something about it, no? And I get that you're in a close game and it's hard to justify retaliation there and drop in the mitts, but I don't know. It just felt like a lot of the game they were missing a physical edge. Look at the hit column in this game from the box score that I have up here. Look at the hit column. There really wasn't a lot of physicality, and it's pretty scary considering the fact that they didn't possess the puck pretty much the entire first period. So, I don't know. But they got to be way better. It's just that simple. First period, you got to be ready from the jump. Guys either start producing at 5v5 and capitalizing on it. The one time we should be thankful for Carolina winning today, because Boston now behind in the East, but you had a chance to really step on the throat here and really go full throttle by taking the East, and you fumbled it. And this is why you look back at game 60 whatever against the San Jose Sharks, or game 50 whatever against the Sharks, and you're pissed off that they couldn't grab an extra point. I digress, though. Let's get to the chat. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications, and let's see what you guys have to say in the chat, because I'm sure everybody has a lot to say. And yeah, you guys all saying it. I don't understand why Zach Jones was not in the lineup. Lindgren did not have a good game either. Can't play 4 minutes and expect to win. This is what scares me going into the playoffs. And you're right, Josh. And I share that concern with you, Josh. I really do. No, Mika had a solid game, but before he got hurt. But again, like the 5v5 offense, and I'm not pinpointing this just on him. You got to score at 5v5. You're not going to win if you don't. And yeah, Trouba coughing up the puck is a problem. Not good enough. And yeah, this is another thing that's concerning. Where's that fire under Roslovic's ass that we heard about? Because I did not see that at all on the ice. He gets healthy scratch last game, and he was invisible all night long. He looks like he came straight from the Jake Lecision School of Cardio, because I didn't notice the damn guy out there. And yeah, it could be a favorable schedule for the Canes. And the fact that they beat Boston is a problem. The Rangers, though, control their destiny. You got to beat Philly. Philly is terrible right now. You have to beat that team. If you lose to Philly, and you got to beat Ottawa, you have to beat both of those teams. And then the Islanders, play with a fire under your ass from this game, right? Like, if you're pissed off about things, let's go. And this team does have a Trouba problem, for sure. And yeah, refs should be held accountable after games. Not sure why that's not a thing. Yeah, I do, Mike. And I don't understand either. Typical for the Rangers. They play well for 40 minutes, but they lose the game because they decide to take one period off. Shit's not going to fly in the playoffs, and it will cost them. I mean, we've said that, Matt, they could at the very least eliminate one of the issues out there by maybe, if, you know, they actually want to, take Erik Gustafsson out of the damn lineup and end this hard on for him. And, you know, that would be nice. Go end the hard on for Gustafsson. Put Jones out there, and maybe that will help you out. Should watch the damn freaking Knicks tonight. My God. And yeah, Jones has to be in. And this is why this is why you see, we are now seeing with our own eyes why Erik Gustafsson cannot stick on a team. We just are. This is why he can't stick. This is why he signed for the price point that he did. And I will say he has exceeded his price point, but there are tire fire games like this where you understand. I'm not sure, Nick. If they won tonight, I would say definitely, yeah. But I think now it's up in the air. Rangers are ranked 24th on 5v5 scoring. Yep, you had the Varlamov trip there. Can't let up 3 goals in the first. You can't. Yeah, Jones needs to play the rest of the year. They have to crush Philadelphia. And yeah, all those games remaining are at the Garden. So you have the matchups, you have everything. No, I agree with you, Michael. There does need to be accountability for the officials. I agree. Pelech actually stops his motion to conveniently place himself in Mika's path. It wouldn't shock me. I've always hated Adam Pelech, and not just because he's an Islander, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not shocked that Butch Goring said this. I mean, the guy's one of the biggest homers I've ever heard. And I'm not even just saying it from a Ranger fan perspective. Like, it's as an Islander fan, you freaking love it. I'm not going to sit here and shit on it entirely because as an Islander fan, you love the fact that he's a homer. But let's just call it how it is. He is a homer. There's really no way around it. And I'm not disagreeing with you guys about the Truba thing at all. Should have been 6-0 after the first. Jesse had no help. Embarrassing to come out like that against a desperate divisional rival. Play Jones and Rempe next game. I agree with you. I would love it if they could even play freaking Adam Edstrom next game. I would. Like, I'm genuinely, I just don't see it with Brodzinski. I don't. I'm sorry. No, you're right, Mike NYR for life. You are correct. The Islanders were definitely headhunting the game. Wouldn't be surprised if they put Rempe in next game to throw the body. And this is what I figured would happen come time for this game, which is why, like I said, when you look back at the schedule and you look at some of those games in January, you want to freaking hit yourself in the damn face because they couldn't beat the Sharks, because they couldn't beat Washington. There was a Washington game in there they should have won. LA, there was a game in there they could have ended up winning. I'm forgetting a couple. Oh, yeah, Montreal. How could I? No, they won that game against Montreal, but they should have manhandled them, right? No, they lost the game against Montreal. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm thinking of a different game. Sorry. But yeah, Montreal, they should have freaking won. You look back and it's like some of those points is just like they just had those points. They could have been benching guys tonight and would have been a lot easier. But it is what it is now. It's a very good point, Matt. I would go as far to say deadline and offseason combined. And it's not a knock on Quick, who's been good, like, and balling out, but I agree, boxing. At this point, you got to hope they can win the division right now. Got to hope they can win the division. And if they don't win the division, guess who they are going to play? Guess. Their logo's up there. Rangers weren't perfect, but they played a great game against the basement Habs. Then tonight uh they can hurt a rival's playoff chance and no show in the first. Where's the leadership? Good question, Brody. I don't understand why there was no jump to their game at all. The Islanders looked like a team that was gearing up for the playoffs, and the Rangers looked like a team that's complacent with where they are. Like, that's how I would say it was with the first period. There was nothing. I wanted to vomit when Valley said in the intermission report that the Rangers had or what it, they allowed more scoring chances in the first period of tonight's game than they did the entirety of the Detroit game, the entirety of the Montreal game. I still think they do win the conference, but you still got to worry. Like, Carolina's got a cruise control schedule, and I know the Rangers control their destiny, but the Islanders look hungry. That's an afternoon game. Those are always weird. But they should beat Philly and Ottawa. Like, there's no excuse to not beat Philly and Ottawa. Hurdle was never an option, but I don't know. Yeah, Rosovic should sit. He should. Or Brodzinski. Because at this point, just put VC on the top line. Like, what is it going to hurt anymore? Rosovic has been that bad. And I don't think this is a hyperbole or exaggeration to how tonight's game went. I just don't see it with Rosovic. Does anybody? I don't see, outside of the first 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks he was fine. Ever since then, nope. It's just been cardio. I got no idea, Nick. The playoffs are a different animal, and depending how round one goes, will tell me how round two goes. I can't even think about round two until I see how round one goes. Let's hope, D. Yeah, this so-called leadership group should have known that the Islanders would be ready to play from puck drop and be desperate. They weren't ready. Yep, I didn't notice Rosovic either. I agree with you guys about Rempe though, and that, like, I would rather Rempe in with his physical presence than Rosovic doing cardio. He would be the best advertisement for Peloton. He just would. Poor Rempe on the first line at this point. Yeah, first shift for Rosovic, a turnover. What a fire under his ass. Wenberg's been solid. I'd like to see him actually be able to finish some of his scoring chances, but I'd like to see Edstrom back in the lineup too. Only thing with Wenberg is he doesn't win many faceoffs. That I've noticed too. I really don't even like. I'm still at a loss for words with this game. And yeah, I'm not expecting Wenberg to light the lamp. Like, that's not what he's here for. But it'd be nice. Like, there are some quality chances he's got. It'd be nice if he could freaking just net a few every now and then. Like, that's not. I'm not saying his role is to come in here and net a stupid amount of goals, but Zedstrom still hurt. I don't think he's hurt. I'm pretty sure he's been playing in Hartford, but I have no idea on that. I've been out of touch with the Wolf Pack. I'm not even gonna pretend I have been in touch with them as much. I agree that Marsh or so would be a good fit, but that I'm not ready for off-season talk yet. Prediction on the next 3 games. I don't know. I don't even know if I should say a prediction because I thought the Rangers were going to win this game. I'll be honest. I really thought the Rangers were going to win this game going into it. But I'm the fool for being optimistic. I'm just a negative guy, they say. I heard someone from Columbus mention that Jack lost and sick and disappear for some games. Well, he better be ready to go then from the playoffs because I they can't I can't take this. I don't think the Rangers themselves could take this. And this is why I was annoyed. Rangers don't know what momentum is. That's another thing too. Like the Rangers after their first goal, the Islanders started pressing after that. Like, why? Jack Lawson, that guy's a good one. Yeah, I agree that if you want to win a cup, you gotta beat these teams. Forget just that. Like, I'd respect. I'd be more okay with the loss. I'd be able to stomach it better if they actually scored at 5v5 because that would show, all right, well, after the first period, they at least had a good second and third. And at that point, they would have lost in overtime. All right, just it wasn't your night, but you got to play better in the first. Like that, that's really the other issue. Like the biggest issue of this game is they did not show up on time. Is that power couple, Krybanja, and the guy from Peloton? Yeah. I hope they could go 3-0. Yeah, this is a good point too. I don't think Othman or Berard would be worse than Roslovic at this point. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Roslovic, but I don't think I am at the same time. I just don't. There's nothing that he's bringing to the table that's exciting me. There's really nothing that he's bringing to the table. Yep. Yes. I'm at the point where I would have been content if they gave up a first and a prospect to have got Vetrano. That's how much I'm annoyed with Roslovic's play. Yeah, they missed Jones in there. Roslovic may as well be figure skating. He should be in a suit and tie right now in the press box with the way he's playing, watching from above. That sounded like he. That I didn't phrase that well. He should be watching from the press box. That's what I meant. Definitely want Rempe on Saturday. I think they need Rempe on Saturday. Roslovic has given this team nothing. Laviolette needs to address this ASAP. Yep. Why is this team so bad 5v5? Well, their number one center and their number one left winger have become guys that get their points on the power play. And I tweeted earlier, this team would no doubt be a cup lock if they had 2019, 2020 Mika Zibanejad, because that guy, I get that the defense was not as good, but I don't care when you're scoring 40 goals in 57 games and you're scoring at damn will, or however many games it was, 50 something games, you're scoring 40 goals. Might have even been 51 for 40 goals. When you're scoring at will like that, I don't care about your defense because one, you're going to outscore your problems anyway. Two, your line mates could pick up the slack for your defensive play. If this team had that Zibanejad, because they are missing a play driver on that line desperately, and they've been missing that since the absence of Pavel Buchnevich. They had a short-lived span of it with Frank Vetrano, but that's the issue. Because we see the second line's fine at 5v5. What about Trouba? He's been looking awful, slow, turns the puck over. I mean, that's been an issue for years now, to be honest with you. He's got to be out of the lineup, but they're not going to do it. So he's just got to be better then. And yeah, sadly, that Mika is gone. And I even if they got rid of Kreider, I don't think that Mika's coming back. I don't think so. But that's the Mika they need. There's no way this is real, what I just saw. Islander fans after the game were chanting, "Where is Mika?" I know that doesn't represent every Islander fan, but for the fans that were chanting it, you're a scumbag. Like, you are genuinely a scumbag. Like, the guy looked like he got concussed for a minute, and you guys are fucking chanting that. What losers. They're also apparently chanting, "We want the cup" outside the building. That's crazy. Fans were chanting. Fans were cheering when Mika went down. One of them in my section, Larry, said, "Let's go." They finally... Jesus Christ. Again, I know it doesn't represent all fans, but what fucking assholes. We want the cup chance, though, is also just wild. Whatever. They're Stanley Cup. Islander fans worse than Devil fans. I don't know. But some of them, I'm not going to claim all, but some of them act like this is their Stanley Cup, which good for them. Good for them. We saw it with Devil fans last year when they were screaming the goal song. When the Devil fans were singing the goal song after winning round one, and then they get embarrassed in round 2 by Carolina. If that's what they care about, good for them. Like, go wild. Go wild. Enjoy regular season success. I don't know what to tell you. Or enjoy even if you win around the playoffs against us. Good for you guys. Focus on that. That's fine by me. Get cocky, get arrogant like the Devils last year. Treat it like your cup, and then go get spanked in round 2. Should we change thank God for loser points? It's a very good point, too. Can't wait to destroy them Saturday. I hope that they freaking beat them Saturday. Jones needs to play, yeah. Flyers gave up 9 goals tonight. They'll probably play like an elite club on Thursday. Oral, you're not wrong, probably, sadly. Let's hope that's not the case. I really enjoyed Edstrom's grit when he was up here. Yeah, me too. They need that back. We're just going to be in a dogfight with the Flyers, probably. Probably, with our luck, like Akira shit. If this team, this is a fantastic point, Brody. And this isn't the point you made, but it's the point I'm going to make, building off of your point. If this team wants to show that they have balls, that they have killer instinct, that they have a winning mentality, a cup winning mentality, they go out there on Saturday and annihilate the Islanders. If this team wants to show any sort of guts, any sort of resiliency, any sort of anything, you destroy the Islanders on Saturday. And if you don't, and you roll over and let them beat you and stomp you like they did in the first period, it's going to be an interesting April, or end of April, I should say. And then we got to hope if they make it to May, because you have to have some killer fucking instinct in you if you want to win a cup. And it starts Saturday. Saturday's not the playoffs, but it's an unofficial postseason. It's an unofficial postseason game in the sense that the Rangers either show some balls. In that way, it is a postseason game. But let's also be mindful, though. I want to make this clear now. If the Rangers do annihilate the Islanders on Saturday, let's not act like here. Let's not go parading yet. But it is a very good sign, is all my point is, if they annihilate them. It's an unofficial must-win. You're right. Yeah. Gotta freaking bend them over. Bend them over. Message needs to be sent Saturday. Yeah. Great about Saturday, but not just about having what it takes to win a cup, but it could very well be your first round opponent. Leave no doubt who the daddies are. Very good point too, LC. Very good point that this could be who you face round 1 if you don't win on Saturday. And do you want the Islanders to roll into round 1 with the balls and having confidence against you because they just smoked you twice in a row? Or do you want to walk in there, annihilate them, freaking curb stomp them on Saturday, walk in to the damn Garden, game 1, potentially playing them still, with the balls and kick their fucking ass and bend them over. Who's it going to be? It's either going to be you. You are either going to get the balls or you are going to roll over and let them get the balls. I agree, Justin, that Saturday is way more important. Saturday became an important game in terms of making a statement. Mika went back to the bench, so I think he's okay now, thankfully. But to the Islander fans that were chanting, what was it? Where's Mika? After the game, you're a scumbag. Simple as that. We're all talking about Saturday, but I'm nervous for Thursday. Flyers on 8-game losing streak feels like a perfect letdown. Listen, Left, I agree with that, but to me, right now, I gotta be honest, Saturday feels way more important to me. Like, this might be the team they play round one. This might be it. Forget about everything else. This might be who you play. And you have to make a statement. You have to be able to walk in to that playoff series like you're Randy Marsh with the balls in the wheelbarrow. You have to be able to do that because the Islanders are not a solidified third place team. They could still even miss the playoffs, which would be even more hilarious that they were chanting, "We want the cup" after this game and they missed the playoffs. How funny would that be? But, which also pains me because if they freaking beat them, maybe it would have been realistic, but we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is what actually happened. And the Islanders still could miss it. Like Pittsburgh and Washington could very well pass them in the standings. And then Detroit too. That could very well happen if the Islanders just go on a losing streak. But Saturday could also be a game where you get that type of revenge. Islanders will be playing with house money. That too. To an extent, because if they lose their next game, that game probably becomes crucial. I don't know if they're going to face Varlamov the next game. It might be Sorokin. The Rangers lose to the Flyers. They play the Islanders. If they win, they play the wild card. Simple as that. Probably. Yeah, Mika wasn't on the bench until the end of the game when the game was already over. When they got Roslovic, I said he was just a lesser version of VC. Phil acted like I was crazy, and behold, a lesser version of VC we got. Joe, I'm with you. I talked myself into the trade working, but I never thought it was going to be a unbelievable move. And here we are. Exactly, cheering because a fellow human got hurt is a scumbag take. Yeah, we're rivals with the Islanders, but I never wish or cheer for their players to get hurt. Exactly, Brody. Like, I can't stand looking at freaking Anders Lee's face or looking at Adam Pellick's freaking bald ass head, stupid face, but I wouldn't want them to get hurt. Wouldn't want them to get hurt. Patrick Waugh was an ass in the post game. What'd he say? it's not that I don't like Brodzinski. It's just like, I don't know. I just think he's been underwhelming for a bit now. And I didn't think the fourth line was all that tonight. Like, they had a couple good shifts, but no, I'm not. No. I'm very curious of what Patrick Waugh said now. I'll see if I could find some quotes. Oh, he was saying it was accidental, the collision. Patrick Waugh on the Rangers head coach Peter Laviolette's dissatisfaction with the Zibanejad pellet collision. Kelly Sutherland was in a really good position to see everything, and he made it clear right away that it was accidental, but sometimes frustration makes you say things. That was the full quote. Whatever. Whatever. Whatever fucking Patrick Waugh thinks. And yeah, Rempe does have to play Saturday. Crediting Kelly Sutherland in the big 2024. I'm crying. Yeah, like that's another thing. Like you're crediting, like when you know an official's name, it's never a good thing. It just is not a good thing. The fact that we know Kelly Sutherland's name just means that he's a shit official. There's not one official where you know the name of them and they're actually good. Does anybody have an official that they could think of that they know the name and they're good? I can't think of any off the top of my head at the very least. Yeah, we all know Wes McCauley, and he sucks too. I freaking hate Wes McCauley. I think he's a terrible official. I think he's just loved because of his whole yelling into the mic gig while calling a penalty, which is ha 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 ha. Like it's hilarious the first 1,000 times, and it gets tired the next 1,000 times. What about Angel Herd? Oh wait, yeah, Angel Hernandez sucks. Oh, I gotta talk about the Mets after this. They lost to the Braves. At least the next one. So the opposite of what happened a couple nights ago, where the Mets and the Rangers won and the Knicks lost. Knicks actually got off to a good start too for once. How nice is that? He cost to the Rangers game 1 2 years ago. That Philip Hedl call for goalie interference lives in my head. I cannot. I was at the game, had to sit through 3 overtimes. I cannot understand how they called that goalie interference. Like Casey DeSmith is nowhere near the crease. How do you call that goalie interference? I'm sorry for myself, Brody. I'm sorry for myself that I'm a Met fan. Chris Lee is bad too, yeah. Agree with that. Like, I'm not going to be pissed off in my Mets post game. The Rangers really aggravate me the most tonight. The Knicks obviously won, so I'm very happy there. But this is the one that pissed me off the most tonight. Because at least the Mets, like you said, fighting them. Yeah, that Hedl call was terrible. No. Don't think the league is going to look at the hit. I don't think so. Because of the fact that There was no penalty called. I do want to see. I think, yeah, Davey Upper usually posts clips. Shout out to Davey Upper. I want to see if he. I think he posted the clip of the Mika collision because I want to see if it looked intentional at all. See, like, I can't tell from this camera angle if Pellick could see Mika skating that way. Like, Mika's clearly not paying attention at all. Like, the thing that makes me confused with Pellick, where I definitely see where Laviolette's coming from, is why is his stick not on the damn ice? Like, why is his freaking elbow up, you know? There's no reason for his stick to not be down on the ice there. Do we have another camera angle of this? No. Doesn't look like it. Oh, yeah, the Trocheck one was blatantly a call. Or it should have been a call. Blatant boarding. Yeah, Doomlin also pushed him in. I forgot about that part, too. Yeah, I want to see another angle on that, Greg. Like, if we could get an aerial view of that hit, that would actually... that would actually be helpful. I need an aerial view to see if it was intentional. It was like an accidentally on purpose pick play to me. Yeah, like the only thing, like the thing that I see from Laviolette's argument here, and the thing that I understand is, why is Pellick's stick not on the ice? Pellick was well aware. Pellick saw him, no doubt. I really want a different camera angle of this. I really do. Like, this does not get it done for me. Like, Pellick did have time to see him in the his peripheral vision, though, right? Like, there's no way. I thought at first it was a knee-on-knee hit, too, and Pellick stuck his leg out, but it wasn't that. That's what I thought first when Mika collapsed, and I saw him, like, grabbing his head and stuff, but I thought at first it was his leg. Yeah, the other issue, too, is Mika looking away. His stick wasn't on the ice because he knew what he was doing. I mean, if Laviolette's speaking, maybe the league takes a look at it, but I don't even know if it's going to happen. I mean, the Trocheck one where he got cross-checked or boarded, whatever, both, you can't even, boarded. You cannot even justify that to me, not being called. He angles a bit towards Mika. That too. The most suspicious thing is that he stopped motion and to stay in Mika's path. That too, Luke. Like, I don't even know. But it is what it is. We move on to Thursday, where the Rangers will play the Philadelphia Flyers. And that's another game where you got to take care of business. So let's hope they can do that. Let's hope they get off to a better start that game. Leave a like on your way out of the post-game show here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Subscribe if you guys are new. turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel next. And I'll see you guys in the next one.